Hey, how's it going, everybody? Good to see folks in chat. Good to see Tactile and Dusty. Thanks for hanging out today. I've already seen some bugs going on. GBav hanging out early morning out in San Diego. Hope you're doing well, GBav. Can't not jam with Jamdoll. I am seeing some bugs popping up already, so thank you. I'm going to be working at like restarting the chatbot quite a lot, kind of as we're going here. So I'm already seeing a couple of things that I need to go fix. So let me go work on some of these kind of as we go. So absolutely, we will get in on the giveaways and stuff. Sorry for bailing on Sunday. Our fridge died, and it was this emergency of like, quick, get everything out of the fridge. We ended up losing a ton of food because it failed overnight sometimes. So by the time we got to it, everything in the freezer was completely thawed. So we lost a ton of food, had to go fridge shopping. In the process of that, we're like, well, the kids need new bedroom furniture. So we ended up doing a bunch of bedroom furniture shopping, and then we're like, well, this other kid's going to move into a different bedroom. That bedroom needs to get painted. So then it was like, well, let's go paint that room, move stuff around. So it's been a busy couple of days around here. So yeah, let me go restart the bot here. Good to see you, GBav. Thanks for hanging out. So yeah, keep chatting, keep throwing emotes and stuff like that, because I'm basically watching like a ton of errors happening in the chatbot. I basically had to go through and rewrite a significant portion of my chatbot. So yeah, busy for sure. Yeah, really busy couple of days. All right, so the followed at time is not coming through. So why is that? All right. So let me get caught up on some of these errors. So I'm trying to track things like how long have you been following the channel so that I can give you entry points for the giveaway. So every time you chat, it's trying to look at how long have you been a follower and things like that. And some of that information is not coming through properly. So I need to go figure out some of that. So bear with me as I get some of that figured out here. So appreciate the the emote dump there, GBav. All right, let's see. So in my production bot line 311 event message, yep, and that's going over to utility for looking up who the user is. From there, I'm going to fetch the user from the database, but that's trying to figure out who you are and whether or not you've followed me. So I need to look that up ahead of time. So that's going to be over here in my who is lookup. Line 186 is going to be in here. And that is checking whether or not you've been following me or not. So I need to go figure out, have you already been following me? So I'm passing in... So get user by user ID, where I'm passing in the user ID, but I need to go look up the Twitch user by user ID, and then based on the channel, are you following my channel, and for how long have you been following my channel? So I need to go figure that out ahead of time. It looks like I need to do that before. Okay, so I've got a logic circle where I'm trying to figure out ahead of time whether you follow me, and then later I'm determining whether or not you follow me. So I'm trying to do some work twice in my code. So this is all helpful, thank you. Bear with me as I fix some things. But yeah, happy 4th of July to everybody. I'm probably not going to be streaming later tonight where I would normally be doing my live coding, just because it's 4th of July. We typically... go out for milkshakes and watch fireworks, but we're expecting some pretty serious thunderstorms around here. But we're going to try and go to a nearby drone show where they're doing drones instead of fireworks. We want to go check that out. So that's going to be like dinner time-ish into the late evening. And they said if it rains, well, they said they were going to do it rain or shine, but if it's like super windy or hail, as they're predicting for today, they're going to postpone to tomorrow. So I figured, well, we'll try it. We'll see whether we can actually get in on the drone show tonight. If not, we'll try and get out tomorrow for it. So yeah, get in the. Actually, did the daily giveaway work? The daily giveaway may not work yet, Dusty. So bear with me as I get some other stuff fixed here. different error. Let me go fix that one first, because that one might be a faster fix. So going to get current stream. Oh, it's in the utility code. That's why I'm looking at the wrong bit of code. 241. Okay, so that's going to be streams for the streamer user ID, which should be me. All right, Dusty Knuckles, if you can try the giveaway command again, we'll see if that one got fixed. So we're going to be squishing bugs here as we go. So we will eventually get the daily giveaway going. So we had a bunch of people enter the giveaway on Sunday, but then I had to bail because we had the fridge thing. So I didn't end up giving away anything on Sunday. So I apologize to everybody that came by and then not give anything away. I will try to make that up for folks. You're just punching in commands, exercising. Yeah, for sure. Yep. So keep punching in as many commands as you like, but try the giveaway one again specifically, because that one threw an error, which I think I've fixed now. Nope, that still failed. Why did that fail? Entered giveaway. Stream user ID and the channel name is not online. The user object has no attribute called ID. Yes, it does. 763. Let me go figure that one out. I refactored a ton of code, actually removed a bunch of stuff that we didn't need anymore. All right, so we have a user object, which is coming in from here. If we don't have a user, then it returns. But if it does get past that, then there is a user ID. So why does it think that my user does not have... Oh, it's UID, not ID. That's a problem that I was having earlier. So I need to look for a user.id to make sure that it is user.uid. Because I was trying to be clever about tracking user IDs and whatnot. So we will get some of these fixed up, and then we'll reload the bot, and we will be in better shape. So bear with me again. Hey, Royal Nomad, good to see you as well. Hope you and BC are doing well. Happy 4th. Hey, Ash, good to see you as well. Everybody come by today. This is great. So I had to rewrite a ton of my chatbot. So I've still got one other ongoing error, but Dusty, if you can do the bang giveaway, and everyone else, if you just want to do ! giveaway, I'm basically fixing bugs on the fly in the chatbot. So you are going to see a lot of things where my bot says powered up and ready to go. It's basically just me restarting my chatbot, because I'm going through and I'm rewriting a ton of my chatbot, and in preparation of moving it to a whole other platform. So all of my chatbot stuff is custom written in Python, and I'm going to be moving it over eventually, gradually over to Streamer.bot, so that I can share bits of code out with other people who stream that want access to the kinds of commands and stuff that I do. And so I'm going to be gradually moving things over to Streamer.bot. But in the process, I'm trying to streamline what I have in Python, in the Python programming language. And so I'm seeing some errors kind of coming up as we go. So I'm trying to find, so the next error that I'm getting now has to do with figuring out whether you're following my channel or not. So I need to go find that. So that's going to be over in the activity on that line. Let's go over there. Okay, so here we don't have a followed at date. Go fetch get user, but then I'm gonna have to inject the Twitch client into here. which is fine. And I'll get user. User. I need the client which I have, so then I can pass that in over here. Try and restart the bot again. But yeah, hope everybody's having a good 4th so far. I kind of had some sporadic sleep, not going to lie. And then I had an early morning meeting. I was on a podcast with someone about their code school and career development podcast. So pretty excited about helping them out with that. Cool. If a couple of folks could try some commands again, like the giveaway command. I'm watching logs and things happen on my screen, so sorry for not like looking at the camera. But yeah, go ahead and try the giveaway command again, and we'll see whether this bug got fixed. Because if that bug got fixed, then we're going to start tracking giveaway stuff, and then I can actually do a giveaway today. But yeah, sorry about Sunday. We had a lot of folks come by the stream. We had, I think, 15 or 20 people go into the giveaway on Sunday, and then I had to bail early because our fridge died. And we ended up losing a ton of food, and then we ended up like fridge shopping that day, which turned into other furniture shopping and painting a bedroom and stuff like that. No, still failing. All right, bear with me for a sec. That didn't work. I broke it harder than I did before. Let's see. User ID. Getting a user should have worked. Did that not work? Utility line 184. Which is from here. We're taking the client and passing that in as an injection over to get. Oh, wrong method. I put it in the wrong spot. Morning, bud. All right, let's try that one more time here. Mighty Bean, good to see you as well. It's been an excuse to eat all the ice cream. Well, unfortunately, this failed overnight, and so everything that was in the freezer thawed. Everything in the fridge went bad. We don't know at what point overnight it happened, but it got pretty nasty in the fridge for sure. There was stuff like all over the place. So we lost everything in the freezer and most of the stuff in our fridge, unfortunately, as far as food goes. All right, so that seems to have failed spectacularly. So bear with me some more as I go find where do I find streams. Big. Streams. Doing that to determine whether somebody follows me or not. So I'm going through and I'm like rewriting my chatbot. Mighty Bean has been through a lot of this themselves around how all these things work. So yeah, bear with me as I get through some of this here. I'm just going to copy this code over to here so I don't have a circular import in Python just as a temporary patch. And we'll get you to try the giveaway code here again. Hey, Jerry, good to see you. So I'm working through some bugs in the system right now as I'm going through and rewriting a bunch of my chatbots. So bear with me as I have you do these commands over and over again. If you don't see a response from doing @ giveaway, that means it didn't work. Because one way or another, it should say you're already in the giveaway or you are entered in the giveaway. So try it again. So yeah, we ended up fridge shopping. The model of fridge that we had was an LG fridge, and the condenser on the back, like the whole condenser unit, is all a closed system now. And we had a quote for someone to come take a look at it, and it was going to be like $1,200, or like $1,000 to $1,200 for them to come fix it. And for $1,200, we could just buy a new fridge. So we bought a new fridge. So it shows up tomorrow. So meanwhile, we're trying as best we can. We've got like a smaller version of a fridge down here in my workshop, and so we crammed that full of what food we could salvage. But everything in the freezer thawed, so the ice cream that we did have was like puddles. We lost all the meat that we had in the freezer upstairs. Thankfully, we have a deep freeze down here that we've got other stuff But yeah, we lost a lot of food. It was not pretty. All right, let me go figure that part out. So streams is not defined in activity. Oh, I need that over there too. Okay. So let me go add this over here. We'll restart one more time, and then we'll do giveaway again. So appreciate everybody's patience on this as we get through that. All right, try giveaway again. Hopefully we'll get some responses here pretty soon that this is working. I thought about just doing this offline and like try to build this up. All right, so now, I mean, we're making progress because I'm getting different errors. So user activity commands. What did I call that in the database? Activity should have been called commands used. Didn't pick it up as commands used. Why is that? Yeah, I don't need a Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, whatever. Like, yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, what is this IQ thing on the fridge? And they're like, oh, you can connect your fridge to your phone. I'm like, why? It's like, oh, so you can find out the temperature of the fridge on your phone. It's like, why? Like, how is that a helpful thing in the world? Like, I don't need, like, our old fridge and the new fridge we have, it's got a little display on there telling us what the temperature is going to be or what the temperature actually is. We don't need to have that connect to our phone to tell us that too. All right, so line 192, one more bug to squish. We're gradually getting there. So user activity commands used is supposed to be there. Why did that not work? So Jerry Switek tried to do the giveaway. It recognized that Jerry was trying to run a command. But trying to track that Jerry was calling a command failed. Wait me for a sec here, so it'll know me. That was just a long chat message. Why does it think you don't have any of this stuff? All right. I gotta go into my database viewer here. Bear with me for a minute. So yeah, so we had to like emergency fridge shop, and they're like, we can, and so we went to 3 different stores. We found a model that would suffice for what we used the most as far as the size of the fridge, and the water and ice dispenser was like a must-have. That was like a deal breaker. We also didn't want the kind of fridge where the freezer was the giant drawer on the bottom, because then you end up digging through a ton of stuff. And like 95% of the fridges that we found were that style. They've gone away from like the French door where like one side is the freezer and the other side is the fridge. So we had to go to 3 different stores, and we narrowed it down to like 3 models of fridge. And we found the same model at 2 different stores. So then we went back and forth on like who had the better price, but also who could deliver it the fastest. And so we ended up finding the fridge at Home Depot and at Lowe's, but Lowe's was going to deliver it tomorrow, where Home Depot was going to take like a week and a half to deliver it. So we're like, all right, we're going back to Lowe's. It was like $5 more at Lowe's, but I'm like, you know what, for $5 and you're going to deliver it in 2 days as opposed to waiting a week, that's worth it. So, all right, so let me go look at my users list here so I can go find some information. So bear with me for a sec. So all know me. I got your user ID. Go look at your activity. Oh, you are not in the activity table, but you are supposed to be calling this other code, which it did not trigger, which is supposed to do a recurring thing every 2 minutes to go fill in those gaps. And for some reason, that did not work. Curiouser. Okay, so if I come back over here and go look at some of the other information that we have, you're not in there. So, how did get an entry in that database table, but not all the other ones, because it's supposed to create everything about your account all at the same time, and it did not do that. So that's a problem. Do that. I need to turn on some extra debug information, and we'll have you try some stuff again, everybody. Emergency shopping is the worst. I had a hot water tank burn up a few months ago on the weekend. Yeah, that's no fun at all. Operations manager at Lowe's here in Florida. Thanks for supporting us. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So I'm going to nominate Jerry. Okay. So Jerry tried that, and that did not work. All right, so let me go figure out. Oh, it didn't go fetch the full user account. That's why. Why didn't it do that? You're fetching some of the data, but not all the data that I'm telling you to go fetch. Why are you not fetching all the data you're supposed to go fetch? You're only fetching some of that data. You're not joining all those other tables that I told you to go join. That'll work. Yeah, no worries. Calming chews for the dogs. That's a great idea. We have some CBD chews for our dog, but Riker doesn't care. He's pretty mellow, but we had a pretty high-strung dog a couple of years ago, and we bought some CBD chews for the dog, and it mellowed him out. Not just for July 4th. He was just really high-strung in general, and we were worried about giving him the chews because we were worried he was going to get dependent on it, or we were going to get dependent on him having the chews, which is more likely was going to happen. All right, so why is it not fetching the full user account that I'm expecting it to go get? Why is it only fetching get user by user ID? It looks like it's only fetching that table and not all the others. Is that what's happening? Get user by user ID. Okay, and if you're not there, then we go fetch the full user account. But we need to go get the full user account anyway. So yeah, I need to go fetch everything about you either way. Which means I don't really fetch everything anyway, so I don't need to call that line of code. Okay, I think I solved the problem. So let me restart the bot. All right, one more time. Someone could do exclamation point giveaway again. Jerry, if you want to do that one again, let's see if we can get that going. Hopefully get that bug squished. Then we'll move on to the next bug. Whatever the next bug is going to be. We'll see what creeps up after that. So somebody can try the giveaway command for me. I'm also logged in. I can also try the giveaway. I just don't want to. All right, so that got way farther. But now. Okay. Oh. So that made it much, much farther. That made it almost all the way to the database that's tracking the daily giveaway. And that's because this is going to be user .id.uid. It's not the user.uid, but the user doesn't necessarily have a follow date. So right now you have to be a follower to even be in chat, so I don't really need that check right now. So I'm going to take that one out. All right, we might be in a good spot. Maybe. Possibly. All right, let me go back over to here. Someone else can enter the giveaway. When I do the giveaway, it just says it's got 0 entries. Okay, so we might be there. Can someone else run the giveaway command, please? See whether this is going to work for everybody. And hopefully it's going to respond and say you're in the giveaway. At that point, we'll call that one fixed, and then we'll start watching for other bugs. And then we'll go through like the monthly giveaway commands and stuff like that. So up here in the top right corner of the screen, over here, make sure I'm pointing at the right thing. So this is the general workflow that you're going to do for the monthly giveaways. So exclamation point register, that's going to give you a URL to actually go register. And that just gives me like your name and your address. So if you chosen for any of the giveaway gifts through the month of July, I've already got your name and your address and stuff. At the end of the month, I'm erasing that database. The points that you accumulate, though, that's going to be stored in a different way in my database, and that's all encrypted and secured. And it's not tracking anything about you other than your Twitch user ID. Those points are going to carry over after July. But up here, exclamation point entries is going to go count how many points you have, and it's going to look at things like how long have you been watching the channel live, and it's going to give you points for that. It's going to look at how long you've been following the channel. It's going to give you points for that. It's going to look at how many commands you're running and how much you're chatting, and it's going to give you additional points for that. Not that you're being spammy about it, but just it's going to keep track of these things. And then from there, you can do exclamation point exchange, and you can choose to exchange some quantity of your points for tokens, and then you can reserve those tokens using the tokens command to actually say, I want like 5 tokens for this prize and 5 tokens for that prize and 10 tokens for this prize and so on. And so you can allocate how you want to spend those tokens. Now, you don't have to exchange points for tokens. If you're like, you know what, there's nothing in any of these prizes that I want this month, that's fine. The points are going to carry over. So come October, when we do the next monthly giveaway, you're going to have that many more points. But if we can meet our fundraiser goal, then I'm going to add like some much bigger prizes for the month. And so there might be incentive for some of you to come back and enter the giveaway for the tokens and things like that. Now, the tokens will expire. So if you do exchange points for tokens, it reduces the amount of points that you have. It increases the amount of tokens that you can then reserve for the prizes. But those tokens are going to go away at the end of the month because you're spending on the tokens, and then you're allocating those tokens. So if someone else can do exclamation point giveaway, and just let me know whether that works or not, that would be fantastic. Anybody? Is anybody still in chat? Anybody hanging out? Well, while I'm waiting for y'all to do that, Zamboni Girl, thank you for the follow, by the way. Thanks for dropping in. Here's one of the giveaway prizes. So this is a dragon head trophy, and this was done in the Polymaker Starlight Neptune filament, and I airbrushed the horns and the eyeballs, and then this is the base, and this is also in Polymaker Starlight Jupiter. So they're very nice iridescent sort of color shifting sort of filaments. The dragon head's kind of a blue-green aqua. It comes through really blue on the screen. But it's got kind of this blue aqua shimmer, and then the plate for it is kind of a butterscotch gold sort of transition. So that's one of them. I've got one of like the flexible dragons that I usually give away. I've got a supersized version of that, also in the Neptune filament. It's a little buried, so I can't really pull that out at the moment. Back here, you can see the other great dragon that we have, and just for size, this is how big that print is going to be. It's enormous. It's pretty large. It's like 28 inches long from the nose to the tail. This is the head alone for it. This is 100% scale. This is 220% scale, so it's much, much larger that we're going to be giving away. So that's another giveaway prize. So we've got those dragons. I've got a resin print that I'm going to be doing and giving away. And then, what else? Oh, we got the Lego kit. So we've also got Luke's X-Wing fighter as a giveaway. Again, if we can meet our fundraiser goal, I'm going to add more gifts. Why did you just wave back? I don't know, but hello. This is our youngest. Cool. Well, I did see one other failure happening, so I need to go see what happened there. So who just chatted? GBav is back, trying to chat. So GBav, bear with me for a sec. Don't spam any more emotes for a sec, because I got to go look up an error here. Let me go look this up. So for GBav, let me go check out the database and go look up GBav's username. GBav. That's a good question. What is GGBav? 208. activity table. You are not in that activity table. So this is a problem that I was having the other day, where it's pulling out your contact info and it's trying to join it across a couple of other database tables, but for some reason it doesn't have all the database tables for your account, GBav, and I'm not sure why. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to actually go delete GBav's row out of my database. The next time GBav says something, it should hopefully go through and create everything. So, but I did write some code that was supposed to. Can't I delete that whole? Well, let me delete the row. Delete the row. That row. Oh, there we go. So the row is selected. Let me save that. Okay. GBav, send one more message in chat. Still didn't work. What the heck? Okay, so it's not creating all the tables that it's supposed to when somebody drops in. So why didn't it create that other table for you? Steam motor, yep. Got the Jam Dolph going for sure. It's supposed to play. Oh, whenever you do the Jam Dolph, it's supposed to play the Jam Dolph thing. So that also broke. So that's farther down the to-do list. I'm trying to figure out right now, though, why the database doesn't think that you have.
Now the main problem area is up here. All of this going on up here is what's causing me the most.
Yeah, so GBav, the stuff that you're doing is failing, and so it's not doing your channel point redemptions and whatever. So hold off for a second.
This area is not good either. I hate this, but I'm mainly
it's not creating that other table, but I've got other code that's supposed to be going through every 2 minutes to say if we have a user account that's not a bot or that's not flagged as a bot, then go ahead and create all these other tables. So that's this code here, buddy. So it's basically saying go get all the non-bot users out of the database, and then for each of those, make sure that we have all those other tables made. But for some reason, for GBav, that didn't work. Dusty Knuckles is saying, how do I reduce or remove the print surface border in Cura? The print surface border, like the skirt on the outline. I would have to go into Cura to figure that out, but there is a way that you can tell it that you want 0 loops on a skirt. If anybody in chat uses Cura, if you can help Dusty Knuckles out, that'd be great. So Dusty Knuckles had all the tables created, but GBav does not. So why didn't it create all those tables for GBav? No, GBav's not in the bot list. So if we go look at get all the non-bot users, we go look at who the bot users are. Here's our bot list, and GBav is not in that list. It's things like Stream Elements and Streamlabs and Stream Stickers and the Pokemon game and things like that. Maybe GBav is a bot. Tactile is asking about Brim. I'm not sure. Dusty Knuckles, you're going to have to give us a little more context. Like, are you talking about a Brim, or are you just talking about the outline that happens on the print bed before it actually prints your item? You're a robot. You're here to exterminate all humans. So, Tactile, I think it's also giving you the same problem, where it didn't go create all of the database tables for you. So, let me restart the bot one more time. Not the Brim. Just the border. Okay, so it's the skirt border. So if anybody uses Cura and can tell Dusty Knuckles how to turn off the skirt, that would be helpful. I don't know. Do I even have Cura installed? Oh, I do have Cura installed. I can go look at the setting here too. Pretty neat effect. So this is a Hue Forge print that we made. And this is just someone else's print of like a little rope thing that they made. So it's black, 2 shades of blue and white, and came out really neat. It's a pretty neat sort of 3D effect. I did buy a license for the software. All right, so we're looking for the skirt settings. No thanks. All right, I will hydrate. So in the settings, if you search for skirt, that does not find what I'm looking for. Is it under the build plate adhesion settings? It's not the brim, and it's not a raft. It's like a nozzle prime that happens. I'm not sure if anybody else in chat happens to know what it's called exactly in Cura. It's not support. And it's because of that skirt. So if you can turn off the skirt, then you're good to go. I just need to figure out, it's not under travel. Okay, there it is, skirt. No, that's skirt and brim jerk. So that's under speed, it's not under that. It's not under material. Extrusion or mix. It's not. What the settings actually called. So I'm going through setting visibility and I don't see it off the top of my head. They call it something slightly different, like in a lot of the slicer, like Slick 3R, like variants like Prusa, Bamboo, Orca, they all call it a skirt, and Cura calls it something else. And I forget what they call it, but if we can figure out the name of it, then you can go turn it off. I just forget what they call it. So search for prime. But that's not it. Say it was something under build plate adhesion, but I don't know that that's correct. Does anybody in chat use Cura? It is actually using that 5mm safety area to print a ring. That's what he's trying to turn off, Mighty Bean. So what's that setting called in Cura? That's what he's trying to turn off so that he can get that extra bed width. I just don't remember what the setting's called because they call it something different in Cura. Yeah, I know. I'm not looking at the errors. I'm trying to help Dusty Knuckles with Cura right now. What is that setting called? Support. Oh, yeah, sorry. It's under build plate adhesion. So under build plate adhesion, there's a build plate adhesion type, and it might be set to skirt by default. Set it to none. Try that, Dusty Knuckles. So look for the setting in build plate adhesion. You may need to go in and like view all the settings in order to see that as an option. But it's called build plate adhesion type, and you want it to be something other than skirt. You can set it to brim, you can set it to raft, you can set it to skirt, or you can set it to none. I just turned mine off. I just set it to none. So give that a shot. That should be what you need to turn off. And then you should get the full print bed area. All right, so let's go back and look at some of these again. So whose user ID was this? 1375. 1375 is Mighty Bean. So Mighty Bean also does not have all these other tables. But what I'm curious about is why this other code that's supposed to run every 2 minutes doesn't work. So every 2 minutes, it's supposed to go through my system and try to figure out, like, are there any users that don't have these other connections made in the database, and go make those connections. That code doesn't seem to be running. And it's supposed to run every 2 minutes. So go get all the non-bot users. So I can do await log users. It just waits for the thing to finish. Otherwise, it kind of puts it in the background. But you don't know if or when it finishes. I want to... Start the chatbot again. So Dusty Knuckles, have a look for that. Let me know if that works. Solar 3DP. What's up, Jay? Good to see you. Check this out. It'll get rid of the border. Cool. Hopefully that's the skirt setting, the bed adhesion type or whatever. Just turn it off of skirt. Turn it to none, and then that should get rid of that. Hopefully that kind of lines up with what Jay is telling you. Let's try this giveaway thing. Well, I know that my user has it. So Mighty Bean, can you say something in chat for me? I just want to track whether this error is gone. So I'm trying to watch that it's doing this automatic thing every 2 minutes or not. No, that didn't. So the question is why this routine doesn't work. So I've got a routine that's supposed to run every 2 minutes that says, go check my users table for all of these other like user tables that have like a foreign key index. And those other tables don't have an entry for your username because I had a bug in my code. I don't know whether GBAB is still there, but I'm trying to figure out why that 2 minute thing isn't running like every 2 minutes. Maybe we just need to wait a couple of minutes for it to actually kick in. You know what? I'm going to make myself a command to go do that. Let's go copy that code. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do sync def fill in users. Is that code in there? So users. Then I'm going to make myself an admin command where I can also go do that. So command. Fill in, do that, and I'm going to do that. So now, in theory, if I run this command, oh, you know what? I forgot to do this. I need to do this first, because I don't want other people doing that. Oh, I got a major bug in my code now. Object has no attribute called start. Oh, did I not add that as a thing? Oh, yeah, I need to turn that off. That needs to be routine for using users. Dot start. So now the chatbot should be back. I should be able to go over here and do exclamation point fill in. Nope, that gives me an error. Okay, cool. Progress. It's not the right kind of progress. Kira put a thick border around that so you can't use the whole bed. Just watch the video to show you how to get rid of that. So you can use the bed size even with a skirt. Oh, interesting. But I would think, I mean, the skirt is what's reducing a bunch of that in the first place, though. Because if his bit size is 265 and he's trying to use all 265, then he still can't have a skirt anyway. So let's go figure this error out now. So we're getting our list of users. Options. This isn't like that. So self PGB scalars, select user. You do the where clause after the options. There's your problem. There. Solve the problem. So let me try this fill in command one more time. User has no attribute ID, right? Because it should be UID. And 17. It's there. So, Mighty Bean, if you're still in chat, write something else in chat for me, please. I think we fixed the problem. And GBAV, if you're still around, if you can say something in chat as well, I think we've solved the issue. Mighty Bean said something, and it didn't fail. All right, hooray. Now you can all start doing exclamation point giveaway, and we'll see whether that has an issue. But now we've fixed our detached tables problem. So now I can actually go turn off that other admin command. Oh, we found another error. That error. If I know, but what happened leading up to that is what I'm looking for. Bear with me a sec. So something failed. Okay, I'm being tracked in yet another database. I mean, kinda. I mean, I erased the database at the end of the giveaway thing, aside from like the accrual of points over time. But if you want me to block you, I'll block you. I'll just add you to my bot list, and then I won't track anything about you. Let's see. Does that happen in bot line 826? 26 is all the way up here. Yep, user.id. It's going to be user.uid. All right, start this one more time. Just joking, this is fine. I mean, I have that mechanism built, though, to comply with laws like privacy laws, because there are new privacy laws here in Colorado that went into effect as of July 1st that you can opt out of tracking, where you can contact someone and say, I wish to not be tracked. And so I needed a mechanism where if someone comes to me and says, I don't want to be tracked on your live stream, I just get your username. I go find your user ID. I can add you to a list of like bot accounts, and then I don't track anything about you. So, but that will also impact your ability to join giveaways and stuff like that. All right, one more time, exclamation point giveaway. We'll see whether this works. So again, if you don't see a response, when you do exclamation point giveaway, if you don't see a response right away saying you're in the giveaway, that means something broke. So if y'all want to try exclamation point giveaway again, hopefully it'll work this time. All right, so Mighty Bean, dang it, it failed again. Twitch user ID cannot accept the provided value. What? Why is it coming up with Twitch user ID? Cannot accept. Oh. This is a problem in Airtable. All right, so that user ID. Is that supposed to be a string, I think? Yes. I believe that's supposed to be a string. Let me go confirm in my other database somewhere. Where's that other database? Is it that one? Yep, it's this one. All right, let me go figure out. This is in the giveaway database for the giveaways. Twitch user ID is a string. Yep, and I was passing it in as an integer. Stop that one last time. All right, one more time. Hey, Pezliz, good to see you as well. Let's try it again. Exclamation point giveaway. We're squishing bugs as we go. We're building the boat as we go. So try exclamation point giveaway again. Again, if you don't see a response, that means you're not in the giveaway. It should respond and say you are in the giveaway or you were already in the giveaway. Yay, that worked. Mighty Bean's in the giveaway. All right, we're back in business. All right, we have exactly one giveaway entrant. So go ahead, exclamation point giveaway. Everybody can do exclamation point giveaway at this point. And now that bug is fixed, I'm going to go turn off some debugging stuff, and I'm going to restart the chatbot here at some point. I will wait for a lull in the conversation before I do that. So yeah, exclamation point giveaway. You should see a response saying, good luck, you're entered in the giveaway. Dusty Knuckles, it's coming up with like extra characters. I don't know if you did that on purpose or not. But I'm going to restart the bot while you think about your actions and think about what you've done. You got to spell it exactly right. It looks like it's throwing extra accents and stuff on some of your letters. So I don't know if that was intentional, but it doesn't work. So you need to spell things correctly around here. There we go. Let's try that. Hey, that one worked. Hooray. So that's working. All those people in the giveaway now. All 4 of you. Dusty Knuckles must work in software QA. Yeah, it's like that joke. Like a QA engineer goes into a bar and orders a beer, orders 2 beers, orders 99 beers, orders -5 beers, orders like a string of beers, and orders an array of beers, and watches the bar burn down. Yeah. Good times. Quality assurance. Speaking of which, let's go grab a dad joke for the day. I'm not a fan of national anthems. I just don't like country music. I told this one in Pezliz's channel the other day. So, I just learned that the author Stephen King has a son named Joe. I'm not joking. He is. A copy of the U.S. Constitution on my wall. I call it the Declaration of Independence. Gadunk. All right, so that's it. We only got 4 people on the giveaway. All right, well, while we're waiting for other people to drop by and possibly enter the giveaway, do me a favor, try these commands up here. So try like exclamation point entries and exclamation point exchange and so on. We'll see if people can like check out their, oh, now the detached users command works. Interesting. If you do entries, it should go through and like try to calculate how many points you have. Oh, sorry, you do need to register first. So yeah, do you use exclamation point register? Oh, you know what? I need to add a command in here as an extra step. So you may also need registered past tense. Let me pull that over here so you can see it. So if you try exclamation point entries and it doesn't say, like, if you fill out the registration form and it doesn't pick up that you filled in the registration form, then try exclamation point registered past tense, and that's going to try to like kick in and do a double check that you've actually registered. Cool. Well, Dusty Knuckles got in there, got your entries. You have 13 giveaway points. That didn't pick up on how long you've been a follower, though, because Dusty Knuckles, you've been following me for a little bit. It should have given you more entry points than that. So exchange 1, yep. And so then you can follow that up with exchange 1 confirm, because these are non-refundable tokens. And then you can assign that 1 token for any of the 5 giveaway prizes. So exclamation point prizes. So we've got the giant dragon back here that we showed. We've got the dragon head trophy that I showed earlier, which has airbrushed quite nicely. So this will be one of the giveaways, and you know, this comes on a back plate, and this was done in the starlight filaments. And then we've got the giant articulated dragon, and then we've got a resin print. I can show you that one actually while we wait here as well. Go find the right browser. That is the correct browser. It's in here somewhere. So that's the dragon head trophy. Oops, you can't even see what I'm showing you here. So here's the dragon head trophy. Let me pan over this way. And that's 2 pieces. I printed it on the Voron derivative that I have called a Trudon, and that printed up really nicely. So it came in 2 pieces. This is the resin print that I'm going to be doing. I meant to start that on Sunday, but then we had everything going on with like our fridge failing and everything else. So how do you assign tokens? So that will be exclamation point tokens. And then, so exclamation point tokens will tell you how many tokens you have. And then when you do prizes, it'll give you a short code for the prizes. Like this one's called resin. So then you can say tokens resin 5, and that will reserve 5 tokens for the resin print as the giveaway. So we've got this one, we've got that dragon, we've got the trophy head, we've got the articulated one, we've got the great dragon from Fat Dragon Games. And again, this one's like 220% scale, so this one's enormous. I also picked up this model the other day, and it's Bahamut. I don't know how to pronounce it, from Final Fantasy. And I'm going to try and airbrush it to look like this. It's obviously not going to look exactly like that, but it's got some nice detail in there that I'm going to be able to kind of work out some of the features to go that route. So that'll potentially be another giveaway, potentially. And if we can ever get more than 50 people in chat, I do have the lightsaber set. I've got the Ahsoka Tano Clone Wars lightsaber set, which is white blades that collapse into the hilt, but they glow in the dark orange from Polymaker. So the hilts were done in white, and they were all hand painted and airbrushed by me. So there's a pair of those lightsabers. If we can ever get 50 people in chat, then I will immediately do that as a giveaway. What's up, Westery? Good to see you. Did you know you were in a Final Fantasy commercial? Well, my big question is, if it's a Final Fantasy, why have there been like 16 sequels? So anyway, so Dusty Knuckles did prizes. So you can see like the Dragon Head Trophy, which we just call Trophy. There's the Great Dragon, which we just call Great. We've got the Resin Dragon, which we'll use the short code of Resin. We've got the Lego Kit, and then we've got the Flexi. And so you can then do tokens Flexi 5, and it'll reserve 5 of your tokens for the Flexi Dragon, things like that. It's one long fantasy, I guess so, yeah. But yeah, there are a lot of really, really, really long one. Yeah, it's been going on for a couple of decades now. It's not so, it doesn't feel so final. It's like the 100-Year War that wasn't actually a 100-year war. It's a little bit misleading in the title. So the tokens command, there you go. So that will now reserve 2 tokens for the trophy. Oh, except it failed. Oh no. All right, why did that fail? So the exchange command failed. So whoever tried the... You have reserved... No, it was supposed to reserve them, but it failed on the output because it was trying to look at the item name, which was not accessible in Python. Why is that? It's tokens trophy 2. So bear with me on this one, Dusty. All right, well, at least now it is routinely looking for detached users in the database, so that should never be a problem going forward. All right, so let me go look at what happened with the exchange. So Solar, you need to actually go exchange your points for tokens. So if you do entries, it'll tell you how many points you have, and then you can use exclamation point exchange from up here to exchange your points for tokens, and then you can reserve the tokens for the prizes. So you don't have to do all of your points into tokens. You can save some points for the next monthly giveaway that we do in October. So you don't have to do that. Your points will roll over month to month. Yeah, we're definitely working out the code for sure. Cool. So Westry registration's done. You got 50 points for registering. It's not okay. So it's not calculating the follow, like the amount of time that you're following me. Because it should be giving several of you like a lot more points. So bear with me while I go fix that as a bug. All right, so what happened there? So we're trying to figure out so bear with me, everybody. I've got to fix this bug before these other commands are going to work. Because again, I had to go through and I had to like gut a bunch of my chatbot, and my work account Ian the Postmanod is like, it's already set up where all of this stuff is working. So that's why I needed to live broadcast to have all of you come in and help me find bugs and help me uncover other things. So bear with me as I fix this, because these commands aren't going to work until I do this. All right, so it's hung up right now by every time you're running one of these commands, it's checking whether you're registered, and as part of that registration, it's checking to see how long you've been following my channel, so that it can give you a whole bunch of points for how long you've been following my channel. That bit of code is failing. So the entries, the giveaways, the exchange, the tokens, those are all failing. The exchange and the tokens commands are failing because it's trying to see whether you've registered, which then checks to see how long you've been following me. And there's a bug in that code. So bear with me while I unpack that one a little bit. So it's trying to figure out how long you've been following me. The argument must be a string, not a date time. Okay, so it's getting an actual date time where it shouldn't be. And that's happening in activity on line 165. So activity on line 165 is down here. Wait, that's not the right spot. Oh, that's getting the stream. Utility line 165, wrong file. I've got utility and activity. So utility 165 is where we're calculating the full months, and this is checking when you've actually been following me. This is expecting a string to come in, but whatever is calling calculate full months is passing in a date, not a string of a date. That is coming from activity on 367. That's coming from over here on line 367, which is where we're calculating our points. So line 367. So if I haven't yet assigned you following points, then it's going through and trying to calculate how long have you been actually following. That follow date is coming in as a date. So I need to turn that into a date. So I need to make a string from time based on that. So let's do this. What would be the best way to do that? I should probably cast that as a string. All right, so we're going to do date time, string from time of that date. Let me restart this. Oops. Cancel that. Let me restart the bot. All right. Let's try. Hey, Heartbender, good to see you. If I need to mess with someone, go ahead with mine. Well, I need you to be here to do it because I can't do things on your behalf. I can't run commands as you. So that's why I needed to broadcast live. So yeah, I appreciate everybody helping me debug this as we go. I know I'm not showing the code or anything. I know it's kind of boring just to look at the side of my head while I'm doing this stuff. But exclamation point entries, we'll see whether that fixes it for folks. So if you run exclamation point entries now, you should start seeing it hopefully pick up like, hey, you've been following me for a long time. Here's a bunch of extra giveaway points for you because of how long you've been following me. Oh, nope, that also failed. All right, why did that also fail? So registered by name, missing an argument of format. Oh, the string from time. Okay, so let me go figure that out. So string from time. Yes. Wait, is that not the command that I want? I need to take that command. I need to take that object and call this on it. Okay, bear with me. Almost there. Start this again. Hey, Whip, good to see you as well. All right, Westry, try the entries command for me again, because I know that you've registered. It's already given you those registration points, but it hasn't yet assigned you points for how long you've been following me. So this is also going to kind of expose how long Westry's been following my channel. Oh, that also failed. What the heck? All right, so... All right, bear with me. Why did that also fail? Key time. Start date. Oh, it's not expecting the full hour, day, etc. I'm trying to give it too much information. All right, let me restart the bot one more time. Followed, you can't hide from me, Westry. So this information actually comes from Twitch. So when you run exclamation point entries, what I'm doing is I'm actually querying Twitch to say like, hey, go take this user ID and go tell me if they're a follower of my channel, which you have to be in order to even chat in my chat to begin with. And then it's saying, when did you start following me? And then from then until now, how many months has that been? And then I assign you points based on how many months that is. So if you do exclamation point entries again, either Solar or Westry. Hey, there we go. All right. So Heartbender, yeah, your registration has been updated. It also gave Heartbender like all the points. Solar, it's giving you all the extra points. Sweet, Westry got 350 points for following me for 14 months. So now Westry's got a boatload of points. Worth 35 tokens. So, yay. So other ways that you can gain points. I've got a link command. I've got a exclamation Q command if you want to ask questions, which I think I've got on the screen. Yes. Actually, I don't have it on the screen. But I do have like an exclamation point Q that you can ask questions. I've got exclamation point link if you want to share a Twitter link or a LinkedIn link for where you're talking about the stream and the fundraiser that we're doing, stuff like that. If you can share those links, I'm also going to assign points to those. How do I add the best 14 life 1122? No idea, Solar. All right, so we're gradually getting there. So yeah, so you need to exclamation point Q and then like type in your question after that. So exclamation point Q, like why is abbreviation such a long word? Who is Westerly? It has to be at least 25 characters long. And Dusty's still trying to break things. And it is successfully failing, by the way, Dusty. It's telling me like this user's trying to enter this command which doesn't exist.
Command entry.
Yeah, no command entry was found. I shouldn't eat on stream, but I'm gonna. No command, bang L. Oh, we got an error. All right. Question: why does this have to be 25 characters long? That's a great question. All right, let me go fix that. Also, Solar is testing out whether they can exchange lots of things. Solar, did you have 200 points? So you're entering the number of tokens, and each token costs 10 points. So to exchange 20, you would need to have 200 points. So Wester, you're also not going to have 500 points worth. So, all right, let me go figure out what happened with asking that question. Because exclamation point Q threw an error. So we'll fix that one next. So why does this have to be 25 characters long? That's a good question. So getting the user... Is it doing that? Oh. Activity line 304 is in saving the user question. I shouldn't need to go look up your user account again. So line 304... phone a long time, for sure. Yeah, Harpender's like one of the OGs on here. Yep. Well, now you can assign those 50 tokens to any of those prizes. Again, you don't have to exchange all your points. If you want to carry points over to the next giveaway in October, you can do that. If you want to exchange all your points now, you're going to continue to accrue points based on how much time you watch and all that kind of stuff too, which I'm going to check next. All right, so I've got some other errors popping up here that I'm going to gradually go through. So, Dusty was trying to tell you that you reserved 2 tokens, but something failed. So bear with me, I will fix that one next. So I have a queue of errors now that I'm working through. So the first one was Westery trying to ask a question. So on line 304... over here, it's trying to access who you are, the user. So I don't have to look you up again. I'm trying to look you up again. I don't need to look you up again. I already have your account. Okay, so let me restart the bot, and then Wester, if you want to ask a question again, we'll see whether that works. And then I'm going to go look up why Dusty Knuckles thing failed reserving some tokens. So Dusty Knuckles tried to reserve some tokens, which I think succeeded. It just failed to send the message back to chat saying that you reserved some tokens for the item that you wanted. The none type object is not subscriptable, so something in the item name I think didn't work. So Dusty, were you trying to reserve points for something that didn't exist? No, great 2, which should have existed. Okay. So why didn't that work? So don't try to reserve tokens yet for a minute, folks, because that code is broken. So yeah, the tokens command is not going to work. So that one's broken. So bear with me on that one. But if I come back over to chat and I do exclamation point Q, why does this question have to be 25 characters long? Because it just does. Because I said so. And I'm going to award that 5 points. So now Westery has an additional 5 points. So Westery, if you do entries, you'll have an additional 5 points that you didn't have a minute ago. Is my chatbot on GitHub? It is not. It's all proprietary right now. Eventually, though, like once I get all these bugs and kinks worked out, I'm going to be moving most of this Python code over to Streamer.bot, and then I will be more like freely like sharing the code. So we will share more of it over time for other streamers that also use Streamer.bot. for folks that want to do giveaways and things like that. My hope is that for October, all of this giveaway code is going to be in Streamer.bot, because I've got at least 2 other streamers that want to use this giveaway code. I'm just ironing out all the bugs with all of you so that when I scale it to them where they get like hundreds of people in their chat as opposed to my like dozen or 2 dozen people, that it's going to scale well. So you all are helping me out with that. So you want to help with the bugs? I appreciate that. Got a positive response for trophy, but no response for the great dragon. Okay, interesting. Zero tokens left. So if you just do, Solar, if you just do exclamation point tokens, it'll tell you how many tokens you have as well as how you've reserved them. So just exclamation point tokens will say like you don't have any tokens left and you've reserved, in this case, 1 token for the Dragon Head trophy, and you have 0 tokens remaining. No, you cannot unreserve your tokens. Vendor, what is broken? You have 0 tokens remaining. Okay, well that's semantics. Okay, we'll figure that out later. I will make a copy of that in my to-do list over here. We will add that later. Wait, that didn't work. You only have 0 tokens. All right, let me copy that message. We'll figure that out later. I need to figure out why the Great Dragon reservation does not work. So why does that one not work? Because if we go look it up in the database over here for giveaway items, we have spaces on either side of it. It should have worked. Because when you do exclamation point prizes, it gives you that name. But somebody tried to do the reserve. I would love this code when you start streaming. Yeah, I would love to share it. I think he's just doing that on purpose. Just my youngest is asking why Dusty keeps throwing extra accents on things. I mean, that helps try to figure out whether things are going to break. Like if people spell things properly, or if there's an expectation about spelling that's not working correctly. And Jay Solar 3DP is asking, are you learning over there next to Dad? So he's picked up a little bit of Python. He did a fun science fair project last year where he wrote a little search engine to search through 10 billion digits of pi. Yeah. Tell him about some of the stuff that you built in your search engine.
So I made this thing with Python that searches through 10 billion digits of pi to try and find a number. And if it can't find your number in 10 billion digits of pi, wow.
But it found a lot of things. But like explain some of the other patterns and things.
So we were trying to find various n-digit numbers within pi, and we found that there was a 0 at 32, and that was the last 1-digit number. Like the
So like you were trying to figure out like how many digits did we have to look through to find all the 1-digit numbers, all the 2-digit numbers, all the 3-digit numbers, and what were some of the other patterns? 3-digit number. Find all of them within pi times 3 digits or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, he had a lot of fun building that out in Python. And then I rewrote some of the code in C# because he needed to demonstrate it. Well, we wanted him to demonstrate it at the science fair. But the Python code was a little bit slower. So I made a multi-threaded version in C#, which searched through 10 billion digits of pi in like a few seconds. So I made a tutorial for Python in Python. All right. I think there's actually one built into Python too. All right, so we need to go figure out why so the trophy one worked. Actually, did it work? Because when Solar tried to do the tokens for the trophy, I actually saw it through an error. And then Westry tried the tokens for Lego, but had capitalized the word Lego. So I'm wondering if I didn't make it case insensitive on that search. So let me go double check that. Where did that code happen? That was in chatbot 678. So trying to reserve tokens. Somewhere I'm checking whether the item is even legit by the name of the item. And that should have failed. Like if you try to reserve something for like some nonsense name, it should say that's not an item. Couldn't find a prize with that item name. But I wasn't doing that in lowercase, I don't believe. Where am I finding the item name? I'm not doing that in lowercase. So let me start by making everything lowercase. So that should fix that. Yeah, exclamation point reserve is not a command. You'll use exclamation point tokens for that, and that's how you reserve the tokens. So if you do exclamation point tokens, so Westry, try your command again, where you're trying to do like exclamation point tokens Lego 5. I'm curious whether that's still going to fail, because you were trying it with a capital L, and that might have failed because it didn't find a case-sensitive match. So that should be fixed now. What I'm trying to figure out, though, is there was some other error that was tripping when people were trying to do a reservation. Tokens Lego 5. So Legos is not plural, so just try Lego. Okay, Lego 5, you've reserved 2 tokens. Wait, oh, so Dusty reserved 2 for the Grey Dragon. Okay, so suddenly that worked. And Westry, you've also reserved 5 tokens for Lego. Sweet. Okay. I mean, you're still helping me test it by like misspelling things and putting in other stuff. Okay, we just got an error, so bang token is not a command. But Humbler John, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. It has disassociated Humbler John for some reason, so let me go run that fill-in command. All right, Humbler John, try bang tokens again for me. I appreciate everybody having some patience with me today while I'm figuring this out and fixing all these bugs and stuff like that. It's hard when you do things in isolation. You don't have other people like to kind of bounce ideas off of. I have showed them the code in the past. It's just my screen is so big right now that if I shared this whole screen with all the code, they wouldn't be able to read it on their screens. All right, so Humbler John, that command started working for you now. Something else threw an error though. Index out of range. All right, so what happened there? Let's see. So we did the fill in, and then Dusty. Oh, so Dusty was trying to do tokens resin 2, without the space in between them, and that failed because the quantity thing wasn't right. Because yeah, it couldn't pick up the actual quantity that you wanted. It looks like the space, excuse me, it looks like the space was after the number. So I think I need to trim up the message first, and then that would have successfully given you that error. So that one actually failed properly. Okay, so something happened in that one. Okay, so tokens resin 2 for Dusty. That one failed, but why? It actually said you reserved the tokens. So Dusty, try and do just bang tokens. And it worked that time. I didn't actually even change any code. So why did it work that time and not the previous attempt? So that's what I'm curious about, is when you do tokens resin 2, it didn't work, but then you tried it again a moment later and it did work. So what changed? Like, what happened in the system? The none type is non-subscriptable. But from what I can see, you typed in the exact same command. Alright, so when Dusty Knuckles does bang tokens, you reserve 4 tokens for the dragon head, 4 tokens for the gray dragon, 4 tokens for the resin dragon, and 0 remaining tokens. So Humbler John, you'll need to give it tokens plus the name of the item plus the number of tokens you want to reserve. But you need to do the register command first. So if you do bang register, it'll give you a URL for a form to fill out. And that's just so you can give me your name and your address ahead of time. It'll also give me some expectation of where I might be shipping these things around the world. You did that? Then try exclamation point registered plural. So if, do exclamation point entries. So you have to kind of follow this workflow up here. So you register, then you do entries, then you exchange points for tokens, and then you exchange tokens, or you reserve tokens for prizes. So try exclamation point entries. Pezlis thought she registered. So Pezlis, also try like exclamation point registered or exclamation point entries. All right, so Humbler John, all right, so that picked up everything. So it gave you points for registering. It gave you points for something, everything just scrolled by in a hurry here. So Humbler John, it gave you 50 points for registering, 20 points for following for 2 months, so thank you for that, and 22 points total. Cool. Pezlis, your registration was updated. You also got, yeah, so you have to do those in order. Yeah, so Humbler John, the points didn't add up. You should have gotten 50 points plus 20. That should have given you 70 points. So something happened there. So let me go look that up next. So Pezlis got 50 points for registering, 400 for following for a really, really long time. But it says you've only got 403 points. So the 3 points came from like running commands and chats and things like that. Solar 3DP's barely been following me at all. I see how it is. Just kidding. Some people are noticing like, oh, Twitch unfollows accounts and things like that. I'm not sure what that mechanism is, because I've been unfollowed from streamers that I've followed in the past. Unfortunately, with the way the system works, like when I query Twitch to see like, does Solar 3DP follow my channel, and if so, for how long, they only give me the last date that you followed, not all the times that you followed. So I can't accurately go combine all those together. So if you get unfollowed and refollow the channel, it can like I can only get the information of like the last time that Twitch noted that you followed me, which is unfortunate. But yeah, something's not adding up here on the points. Pezlis, can you do bang entries again? As well as Humbler John, if you can do bang entries for me again. Something's not calculating the points properly. This was a problem I noticed the other night, and part of it was caching. So I turned off all the database caching. So yeah, that's definitely not working. So it's not calculating something properly. So bear with me for a sec here. Let me go find Pezliz. So there's Pezliz. So 10693. And then let's go look at your points. 10693. 1693. Yeah, it's just not calculating them up correctly. It's not counting the registration points. It's calculating the command points and so on. Like now you've got 404 points, it says. 404 points not found. But it's not adding the registration points on there. So the calculation's not right. So let me go make sure that it adds the registration points in there. So when you're calculating the points, we're going grabbing all the data. We're grabbing the follow date. It should also be tracking how many minutes you've been watching the channel. Those aren't, I don't see those coming through, so I'll check those next. Links, questions, command points. Yeah, I didn't do the registration points. That was silly of me. All right, well, let me go add that one in real quick. So that's going to be in your user account. So we're going to add points registration points. Let me go restart the thing. All right, so now if you all do exclamation point entries again, now it should pick up the extra 50 points for filling out that registration form. So everybody do bang entries. I'm also curious for feedback from all of you as you're going through these commands. Do the command names make sense? Like, should I call it entries or should I call it points? Like, would it be easier for you as a user to think about exclamation points as opposed to exclamation point entries? Cool. So Humbler John, I gave you the extra points there. Solar gave you the extra points. Hello. Points would make more sense? Okay. So I can make it an alias where I can do both names. So I can do entries or points. Let me go find the actual command. Here's the entries command. It's up here somewhere. There it is. And I'll just make a new one called points. Let me restart the bot real quick. Okay. So now you can do entries or points. So if you do bang points, it should tell you how many points you have. Yeah, I agree. It makes more sense to call it points than entries. So I'll go update my documentation and stuff like that. Oh, no command. Oh, spell it correctly. Points, not bridges. Bridge in French. All right, so points works. All right, what was the next error that we saw that we had on our list here? Oh, we're going to change the wording. So if you have 0 tokens, to not say you only have 0 tokens available. So if you have 0 tokens, it should just say you have 0 tokens. You have tokens available to reserve. Tokens available, not an error. Tokens available. There either? Oh, because tokens is pluralized. Available to reserve. There. Says you only have. There it is. Just going to take out the word only, so it will say you have this many tokens to reserve. So if you have 0, it'll just say you have 0 tokens. All right, let me restart the chatbot again. So those are the prize names that you can reserve your entries for, or your tokens. So the other thing that I want to do with when I move this code over to Streamer.bot is I want to give the streamer the ability to rename things. So if they don't want to call it points and they want to call them like tickets, or if they want to call them tickets instead of tokens or whatever, that I'm going to be able to customize those as well. Because some people want to use like points and tickets, and some people may want to call them something else. So depending on where you are and where you live, there are different laws and jurisdictions about like raffle tickets, and so calling them tickets is considered a raffle. In some jurisdictions, you can't have a raffle, or you're not allowed to enter raffles or whatever. So no command trophy. Yep. So it's exclamation point tokens trophy 7. So there's no trophy command. So you do exclamation point tokens space trophy space and then the number of tokens you want to reserve. There you go. Okay. Fail. Okay. Try the command again. But for some reason right now that didn't work. But what we're seeing is that if you run it a second time, it works. So that's a weird bug that I need to go figure out, like why that failed. Because that seems to happen periodically. You reserve something about item name. So that's the only thing that I'm trying to subscript here, is when you're calling a dictionary and you're doing something like this to the dictionary. Because everything else in here is an object, like user.username, quantity wanted is just a variable, quantity wanted is just a variable. So this is the only thing that I'm trying to do a subscript into. And so it's saying that item is not a thing, it's a none. So it might have reserved it for you. So Humbler John, try just exclamation point tokens and see whether it actually picked it up. So for some reason, it's not always picking up the item, but it does actually reserve properly. So yeah, so it did reserve, it just didn't output the message correctly. But the next time, like someone else tried it and they ran it a second time and it worked, like it actually showed them the message. So there's definitely a bug in how I'm grabbing that item name, and that is where 679. Which is down here. So for the item name, because the item is here, that's where I'm trying to figure out how many tokens you have previously reserved for an item. Oh, that's coming back as an object, not a dictionary. Inside of here, it's a dictionary, but outside here, it's just going to be item.name, I believe. Start the bot one more time. Cool. Let me also do this. Since y'all have been real good sports about this, I'm going to give you all 100 extra points, if that'll work. Nope, that didn't work. Dang it. Yeah, I'm trying to be generous. And then things are breaking on me. So why didn't that work? Oh, it's trying to track who's been following me and something broke there. So that tells me that this other service is not working. All right. Let me go restart another service that's supposed to be keeping track of how long everybody's been watching. That had failed. So I'm trying to track who's actually active. Streamer.bot to do it. Now I'll give you 200. Sure, I'll give you 200. Hey, Garduno. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but welcome in. Thanks for dropping by for a first-time chat. So the whole reason we're doing all these giveaways in the month of July, and we'll draw names in a little while if other folks want to get in the giveaway, exclamation point giveaway. If we get more than 20 users in the chat, I'm going to give away an articulated dragon. If we have less than 20 viewers in chat, then I will custom laser engrave something for you and ship that to you instead. So exclamation point giveaway, and we'll get all those. We'll draw for that here in a little bit. But yeah, in the meantime, we're going through and we're like fixing some bugs in my chatbot for the monthly giveaway. The whole idea of the monthly giveaways is that we're raising money for this group called STEM to the Future. And we're actually going to have the founder of that organization on the stream in about 2 weeks. So sometime the week of the 17th, we're going to have Jacob on the stream and give us some background on like what is STEM to the Future, how did he get started with all of that, and what kind of schools and impact it's having, and so on. So yeah, in the meantime, exclamation point giveaway, get in the giveaway. Didn't work. Yeah. So let's figure out why. So why didn't it work for them? Exclamation point giveaway. User activity. Oh, interesting. So somebody brand new coming in, it's not registering all those tables that we needed to. Because it's not tracking that they have activity. I have to do that fill-in command, but I shouldn't have to do that the first time you come in. So our Garduno, if you want to do the exclamation point giveaway again, that should work for you. See, when I ran the command, it said that there was nobody to do that work for. Oh, because it picked it up automatically. So, all right, so that's working now. So we need to go figure out why, if it's their first time in chat, it's not making all the tables that we expect it to. So I will make a note of that. In the meantime, let's see whether the fill-in command is going to work for us now. So, oh, I have to wait for... No, Streamer.bot failed again. So Streamer.bot is trying to tell me like when people are watching the stream, so I can give you all can give you all points for how long you're actively watching. And there's a bug in that code right now, so I need to go fix that. So in that main 985, figuring out who you are. It's trying to go get the user details based on the display. Oh, I'd want just name. I think not display name. Oh, it needs the Twitch client, which I don't have. Shoot. Dang it, I don't have that every time. It's going to be a problem. So the code that I'm using from Streamer.bot to track who's actively watching, that's going to have a problem. Because we're trying to get the user, but we need this client as well. Because if we don't have you in the database, it's trying to figure out whether you're a follower or not. But the next time you come in, is it tracking your follow date? Am I doing the follow date? Anyone else? Follow date. Do that only if it has a follow date. So I need another piece of code that's actually figuring out that you have actually followed me. And it's not in there. Is it in here? That will happen on full months. Does that happen? Calculate full months whenever we try to calculate your points. It will then hopefully go figure out, okay, so I can take that code out of here for the time being. All right, let's make this optional. Let's make that not, say if not user, and we have Twitch client. Because if we don't have a Twitch client, then we can't do that lookup anyway. All right, let me go restart the bot. I'm going to go restart that, and I need to restart the bot over here. All right, cool. We're gradually getting there. Appreciate everybody's patience on this. That's just because I'm stopping the code. I know that error happens. That's fine. It's because I have a keyboard interrupt. Because I hit Control-C to stop the script, and then I've got so the chatbot is running inside a script that just constantly launches it. So when I hit Control-C to stop the Python code, that other script is just relaunching the code right away. But yeah, I know that error comes up. And I'm trying to catch the exception properly so that it can exit everything properly, but it doesn't do that. Cool. Let's see. What else were we trying? Just trying to think of what else we had left in our to-do list. I think that got most of the bugs. So if everybody can try exclamation point entries for me and just go through, make sure it's all calculating that. Oh, we were checking the who's actually watching the stream. So we'll give it a minute. Actually, I'm going to turn this down to be 1 minute at a time. So I have to wait for I'm waiting for Streamer.bot to hit something to say, here's everybody that's active in chat right now. So it's basically keeping track of the list of all the users in chat. We got all kinds of folks coming by that aren't saying hi in chat, like Chewy's here and Ask Vaughn, Erdkin Wife. I see you all lurking in chat, but none of you are actually saying anything. Miro's here. What's up, Miro? So feel free to say hi in chat if you're hanging out. Yeah, but according to Streamer.bot, all these other people are dropping by. So feel free to say hi in chat. Oh, you did say something. I'm sorry, Erdkin Wife. Sorry, I missed. Oh, there you are. You said, hey, but you probably said something else earlier. Sorry, I've been trying to fix bugs. I'm looking at all kinds of different screens, so apologies for missing your chat, but welcome in. Erdkin Wife does really, really cool work with like very intricate beads and makes these fantastic crafting pieces. Like they're amazing. Incredibly talented with the color schemes and stuff that you do, all that itty bitty tiny bead work. My eyesight would be shot for sure. Buggy software. So I'm rewriting my whole chatbot basically, and so I'm having people come in and like help try to break the chatbot, like what just happened here. So something else broke again. So dictionary object doesn't have an attribute called name because line 42 over here is expecting .name, which we do not have. So the Twitch user is expecting an object, but over here I'm giving it a dictionary. So I need to make a custom class over here called user, which I am doing. So over here I'm going to do, you're going to be a user, where I pass in the ID and name, and we're going to take this out and pass that into here. Oops. See if you can help break it. Yeah, definitely. Throw some emotes in there for sure. So if you want to try like exclamation point register, so we did get another error again here. Somebody's trying to do something. So Argarduno, you see that you're trying to do the register command. Give you that. Then Erdkin Wife said something, but that threw an error. Table users, yeah, good try. That one, Little Bobby Tables does not hang out in my stream, for sure. I can go do a fill-in command that will fix some of those errors, but I shouldn't have to manually do that. I mean, it would still try to come through as a command, which wouldn't match anything. Hey, Kirsch, good to see you in chat. Hello. So yeah, apologies if I missed anything along the way. Let's go see if there are any other questions in the queue. There are no other unanswered questions in the queue. So you can do exclamation point Q and ask a question if you want. So there are lots of other ways to kind of gain these giveaway points. Asking questions, posting links on Twitter and LinkedIn about me going live and about the fundraiser that we're doing. If you can post on Twitter and LinkedIn and share those links here so we can all go see the link and like them and reshare them and things like that. It'll kind of help us all grow as a community. But I will award points for people that write really nice sort of messages, not just retweeting me that I'm going live, but like, hey, we're doing this fundraiser for STEM to the Future, like come check it out kind of thing. Like if you can post those links, I will award points for those. Asking questions, I will give you points for those. Eventually I want to add points for people that want to do like a resume review, and you give me a resume to review, I'm going to give you points for those. Break the stream. Yeah, you can try. Do I mostly do resume reviews on Sundays? That's a great question. So what I can do is I can do !Q, and that comes up. Do I mostly do resume reviews on Sunday? The answer is yes, mostly. But I also tell people, like, anytime I stream, you can absolutely interrupt me and ask anything about career prep, interview prep, how to build a resume. You can ask for a resume review anytime. I generally try to reserve resume reviews for Sundays because that is, like, the theme on Sunday is like career prep. Let's get you ready for your job hunt for the week. Tuesdays, I tend to do live coding, although I realize I'm not showing you the code that I'm working on right now. And then Thursdays, I tend to do more of the creative stuff, like the airbrushing and the helmets and the 3D printing and stuff like that. So now I can come in here and I can say, answer question number 2, and I'm going to give you 5 points because that was a great question. So now you've got 5 more points for asking that question. Cool. So if everybody does ! Entries, then it should go through and should calculate all your points and stuff like that. Eric and Wife, you got a lot of cool emotes from like Penfred Nudo and Astronomy. Yeah, all kinds of cool stuff. Submitted my resume. Just want to make sure I'm here for it. Oh, sweet. Yes, I think I did get that email. And I was going to do it on Sunday, but then our fridge died and I had to end my stream in a hurry. But I did have that in the queue. So yeah, we can get to that at some point for sure. Okay, so we got an error. Cool. Love it. We're breaking stuff here. All right, let me go make a copy of that error just in case it scrolls by and I miss it. So what happened here? So registered by name. So it's checking whether Kirsch has been registered. It's looking that up and says you've been awarded 40 giveaway points for following the channel for 4 months. So thank you for that. And then it's trying to pluralize something with account. And that did not work. Oh, the minutes thing is kind of working. The minutes thing is working. All right, so now it's tracking everybody that's actually actively watching here. So let me go turn that back up to 10 minutes because right now it's going to give you 10 points every minute. I want it to be 1 point per minute. So I will turn that back up. So now I need to go figure out why it's not giving you all the other points that it should. So give me a moment to go fix that bug. Daddy Wazzy, the creator, thanks for dropping in. And happy belated Canada Day to all my hoser friends. All right, so that happened in activity on line 384. We're calculating those points. The 384. Oh yes, I forgot the count right here. So the count of the points. So that's going to be watch points. Sweet. All right. So now, if you do ! Entries, it should also start to pick up like, hey, you've been watching for this many minutes. Here's a bunch more points for you. So do ! Entries or ! Points. Either of those should work. So there we go. So Solar got 4 giveaway points for watching for 40 minutes. Sweet. Wait, so it's 1 point per 10 minutes? I thought it was giving 1 point per minute. No, 1 point every 10 minutes. That makes sense. Because yeah, if you watch like every time I stream for like an hour or two, 3 or 4 times a week for the entire month, you'd end up with thousands of points. And that's not the intent. Well, actually, could that be the intent? That could make the giveaways a lot more interesting. Maybe I should do that. All right. You've convinced me, chat. I'm going to go increase that point count for the number of minutes that you watched. So I'm going to take the number of minutes that you watch, and I'm going to award some amount of points. So I was taking the amount of minutes and dividing by 10. I'm going to go divide it by 2. So if you watch for 10 minutes, I'm going to give you 5 points instead of 1 point. So every 10 minutes you watch, you're going to get 5 points. So every 20 minutes you watch, you get a token's worth of points. All right, let me go restart the bot, and we'll start tracking that going forward. How do you get started? Oh, how did I get started wanting to code? Oh man, that happened when I was like 8 years old. My dad came home with a Commodore 64, and we had nothing better to do in Canada besides play hockey and stay indoors when it was really, really cold. And so when I wasn't playing hockey, my wife actually made fun of me at one point because my dad actually built a skating rink in our backyard for us to practice skating. So if I didn't have hockey practice, I was either out on the little rink in our backyard or I was tinkering on the computer. And back then there was a magazine called Byte magazine, and if Mighty Bean is still around, Mighty Bean I'm sure had bought Byte magazine, where it would just have pages and pages and pages of code where you would sit down and you would literally type all this stuff out. So they would actually take source code, publish it in the magazine like line by line. It was like the original open source, kind of thing. And you would sit there and you would type everything in, and at the end of it, you'd save it to, disc or cassette. Back then, we actually saved things on cassette tape, and then you would run the code. And so you're typing in all this code, and you're like, I'm making this really great game, and then you type run, and you figure out it's a spreadsheet or something. You're like, you're all let down. But they would have like surprise kind of code, like, oh, go type in this thing and get surprised by what it does. And I'm like, what does all this code mean? And the Commodore 64, the little book that came with it, actually had all the instructions for the basic programming language that would actually tell you, like, this is what all these commands do. And so what I figured out is I could load all my games like one at a time, because the Commodore 64 only had 64 kilobytes of memory, is I would load a game into memory, and you could either run the game or you could type list. And so you would load it and then you type run and it would run it, or you could type list and it would actually list out all the source code of the game. And so I was like looking through all the source code of all these games and trying to figure out like, how can I give myself an advantage in this game? Can I give myself more lives? Can I give myself more health? For all the dungeon crawler things, can I like upgrade my weapons and all this kind of stuff? And so I basically learned how to hack my games as like a little kid, like younger than him. So by the time I was your age, I was like full on hacking these Commodore 64 games, and as well as writing my own code. And what intrigued me was I can tell the computer to do something and it's always going to do it. And that was fascinating to me. Like, I can give this thing a list of instructions and it's always going to follow it, where I can give this thing a list of instructions and it's kind of a gamble whether they get followed, how many of them get followed, when they get followed. Love you, buddy. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. So that's basically how I got into coding, and I've been at it ever since. So in high school, I kind of started nerding out with even more people around like C programming and getting into low-level code. I studied computer engineering. Well, I started in electrical engineering, and then I switched to computer engineering and learning just how does a CPU actually work inside a computer, and how do the instructions actually turn into the electrical signals that go down the wires to make things happen. And so now getting into like Raspberry Pi programming and Arduino programming, it's like second nature, because this is how I got started professionally. And then getting into web development and kind of building out chatbots, this is all self-taught. All this stuff is all self-taught, and it's a fantastic journey, and I love it. But that got me into like full-time engineering roles. That got me into management and director level roles, and had a lot of opportunity, a lot of privilege in the tech industry, being a white guy in tech. It's afforded me a lot of positions that others haven't been able to get. And so part of doing the live streams and doing the fundraisers is to help increase that diversity in tech. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I stream. That's why I help people. Like, whoever you are, I'm going to help you get a job. I don't care who you are, what you look like, where you're from. If I can help you get a job, great, let's do the thing. But I also want to help increase diversity in tech, because there are a lot of people that look like me, and I want to increase that diversity. So diversity is more than just the looks and the ethnic background. It's also walk of life and way of life and socioeconomic status and all this kind of stuff. So the first trimester of the year, we raised money for a group that was helping people getting out of prison go find jobs in tech, because that's also a diversity factor. People coming out of prison are highly discriminated against. They often have a really hard time finding any kind of job, much less getting into a position where you're trusted with data. And so, training those folks for a technical career is a good move, and giving them better opportunities and so on. So that's kind of how the journey ended up into what we're doing today. All right, sweet. So all of that seemed to work. So if other folks can do exclamation point entries, you should see it start to come up and talk about like, hey, you've got like so many more points. So it worked for solar, but if other folks want to do exclamation point entries, looks like Kirsch got some points. But yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll draw for this giveaway here in just a minute. Eric and wife, thanks for dropping by. Appreciate the lurk. All right, so Westry got points for watching the channel. 15 points for watching every 30 minutes. So it's 2-to-1 now. So every minute you watch is giving you, no, every 2 minutes is giving you 1 point. It's a pretty good deal. So now you got all kinds of like points that you can turn into tokens and so on. I think that'll make the giveaway a little more interesting. So if you're coming in, you're hanging out, you're participating in chat and stuff like that, you're going to get more tokens or more points that you could turn into tokens. Again, you don't have to turn your points into tokens for the big prizes, and then you can also allocate whatever tokens you do exchange. You have the choice of what those things are for. So Kirsch, what you can do is it's telling you you've got 100 giveaway points. So you can do exchange 10 if you want all 10 tokens, or you can say exchange 5 if you only want to exchange 50 points for 5 tokens. That's up to you. You don't have to exchange all the points. You're going to constantly get points every time you can buy. And then you do a confirm at the end of that. So same command, but just add the word confirm on the end. And I'm asking you to confirm because they're non-refundable. But now, hopefully, I can say give all 200. Dang it, still didn't work. Bot. All I'm trying to do is give everybody points here. Why are you making this so hard on me? This list of viewers is not iterable. The last list of viewers should be tracked. I'm trying to print it out. It is empty. And that is unfortunate. Why is that empty? It didn't used to be empty. So I'm trying to keep track in memory of who's following, like who's actively watching, so that I can call that list up and like give everybody points. And it looks like that part's not working in a different piece of code. So let me go try and fix that. It's going to be the best way to do that, because I want to give everybody some points for hanging out today. Like I want to give everybody a bunch of points for hanging out today. So bear with me as I do that. You know what I'm going to do in the meantime? I'm going to crank that thing up. I'm going to run that thing every minute, and then we will figure out what's going on here. So we've got a last list of viewers, which it should be tracking at a global level, but it is not. I might put that in Redis, perhaps. To cache this information, I think, instead of trying to track it as a global variable, because a global variable is problematic, apparently. As I'm trying to store the Twitch user IDs of everybody that Streamer.bot tells me is actively sort of paying attention to what's going on, so that I can turn around and give you all points. It was working once upon a time. So calling that as a global here, that was accessing everything. But when I call it here as a global, suddenly it's empty. It's because it's pulling it up one time. Hey Pix, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. I'm going to hang out with Pix on a phone call here in a little bit. Or am I be late for that hangout? I'm late for that hangout. Pix, bear with me for a minute. I'm going to do a giveaway and then I'll hop on that call with you. Well, I know I'm fine, but thank you. I'm trying to fix my chatbot to do some giveaways. So I surprised Pix. Pix asked me to do some little 3D printed trays for the diamond painting, if folks know what that is. So I printed up a whole bunch of these things, shipped them up to Canada, as well as an articulated dragon. And Pix opened it on stream. It was great. Big surprise. Sent him one of the black-red co-extrusion dragons, so it's like half red, half black. And yeah, it came out really great. I'm dangerous with enablement, yeah, for sure. But yeah, anytime I can help crafters out with like 3D printing stuff, I'm all for it, for sure. All right, I'm going to figure out the give all thing off stream. So let's go do the giveaway. So exclamation point giveaway. Pix, you can get in here too. How many folks have we got hanging out in chat right now? How many people indeed? How many people do we have in chat? We got 9 people in chat. So 9 people in chat means that we're going to give away a coupon code for cool3dthings.com. If you do exclamation point catalog, that will take you over to the catalog of all the laser engravings and stuff that I have available. Let me get centered here now that my kid left. So exclamation point catalog, and you'll see the catalog of all the laser engravings that I do. And I'm going to give you basically a coupon code for the website. And it's going to be enough to cover some laser engravings and shipping, or you can apply it to a 3D print. If you do want a 3D print, you can just use it as a discount code there if you want. You never enter giveaways. Well, that's silly. I'm telling you to enter my giveaway. I'm telling you to. Anyway, you can go check out cool3dthings.com. It's a site that I started for my kids because they were selling 3D printed stuff at school. And then they kind of lost interest in it, but I still had the domain name. So I started building up the website because I want to put like all the cosplay helmets and stuff like that on there. So I've got like, if you're into Marvel, I got like Dr. Doom masks, and I'm going to be painting this one. I also got another version that I'm just going to be aging to like look, sort of aged. Got like Daredevil cowls. I'm still working on sanding this one. This one's going to need some filler. A smaller version of it that won't fit my head, but it will probably fit my kids. It's slightly smaller. And then for G-Bev, who was in earlier, I'm working on a Mandalorian helmet for him and a Bo-Katan Kryze helmet for his girlfriend. Bo-Katan Kryze needs a little more sanding, and then it's ready to paint. This one needs a lot more sanding. And then that one's ready to go. So Thursdays I'm typically like working on that stuff and airbrushing. So Pix, you haven't seen this one yet, but here's one of my giveaway prizes for July. It's basically a dragon head trophy on 2 pieces, and it printed in this blue. The base printed in kind of this butterscotch gold filament, and then I went in and I airbrushed the horns to be kind of a cool bone color, and a lot of the blue is kind of shining through, but it's a little hard to see on the camera here on screen because of the lights and stuff, because the filament is a little bit reflective and shiny, but it is kind of a blue aqua kind of color shift. So I'll get some pictures of that up on Instagram in a little bit. I'll take some pictures outside in the sunshine hopefully before it starts raining. Prize in your grabby hands. I mean, you got to enter the giveaway. Just saying. But yeah, we've got a giant dragon back here we're giving away. We've got a giant version of that articulated dragon Pix that I sent you. I've got like a 2-pound, like 4-foot long version of that dragon that we're giving away. I've got this, nope, not that resin print. I was showing people that I actually bought a copy of that model that you showed me. But we're gonna do a resin print of this dragon, This one's going to be done in kind of a dark gray resin, so it's going to be dark gray like this. And I'm probably going to leave the building and the base in the dark gray, but I'm going to paint the dragon. So it comes in like a ton of pieces, and I'm going to like resin print that and get that dragon airbrushed. That's also going to be one of our July giveaways as well. But yeah, I was showing people the that other model and then the color scheme that we found. So it'll be fun. I'm going to try and resin print it and see if I can paint it up in that color. We'll see how well that goes. But cool. Let's get to a giveaway, shall we? So let me go over to here. So I'm going to do exclamation point giveaway. We'll see how many entries we got. I think we got half a dozen or so. Yeah, 8 entries. Sweet. Planning to paint it with DD Builds. Help to guide me. Sweet. That's awesome. Do you have somebody else printing it for you, or do you have a printer? I didn't think you had a 3D printer. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun printing that stuff up for sure. You going to me? Okay. All right, sweet. Well, we'll hop on the phone here in a minute. Let's do this giveaway. I am your printer. All right, sweet. So we're gonna do a giveaway daily for a coupon code. All right, well, let's see who our recipient's going to be for the day, shall we? So drum roll, please. Dusty Knuckles. I don't know if Dusty's still hanging out in chat. We haven't seen Dusty for a minute. But Dusty Knuckles, if you're hanging out in chat, let me know. You got 60 seconds. This thing's automatically on a timer that if you respond after 60 seconds, it's going to tell you that it expired. I do want to have like a timer like pop up on screen with like a 60-second countdown. I haven't built that yet. But you got 60 seconds to respond. If you don't say anything, then we're going to redraw. If you do respond, then it's going to mark you as the recipient for the day. And congratulations, and I will DM you with a coupon code. But I'm guessing that Dusty's not here anymore. So we'll probably redraw. Giveaway daily coupon code. I need to make like a Stream Deck button for this one because this is going to be our primary giveaway for the month of July. So every time I stream, I'm going to be doing some kind of giveaway like this. If we can get over 20 people in chat, it's going to be an articulated dragon. You do need to follow the channel to do the giveaway command. That's the only ask that I have. You don't have to do the whole registration process and whatever for like the monthly giveaways that I talk about up here. You don't have to go through all of that for the daily giveaways. If all you want is a daily giveaway, that's all you need to do. But if you do want to get in on the big dragon giveaways for the month of July, you will need to go through and like register and do the entries command and stuff like that. All right, well, we didn't hear from Dusty, so let's go draw another name for a coupon code. Oh, Kirsch got it. I don't know, Kirsch, if you got in there with enough time, but we'll see. But our Garduno, if you are still hanging out in chat, let me know if you're still there. Hey, Zooey, good to see you as well. So our Garduno, you've also got a 60-second timer to say exclamation point claim in chat. So you need to type exclamation point claim if you're there, but I don't know if our Garduno is still hanging out or not. If you're there, great. If not, retro. I will draw one more time. So the other thing on my stream is I only redraw twice. So the next person that gets drawn, if you're not here, if you don't respond, then we're just going to carry that prize over to next time. So again, you got about 60 seconds to respond. I do want to have like a timer come up. So my youngest, who is sitting here, he actually wrote some music. And he's like fantastic, like music. He makes these incredible songs on his Nintendo Switch, and like you'd swear he built it in like a whole like synthesizer sequencer and a little bit. It's pretty amazing what he's done. But let me go flag these two. Okay, so it looks like we didn't hear from our Garduno either. So last chance for the giveaway. So hopefully the next person that I draw is actually here. So we will do one more coupon code. So anyway, his thing is it's about 60 seconds of music and then a lull and then 60 seconds of music. And what I want to do is I want to say, okay, 60 seconds, we got a lot of hype. And then once you hear that lull in the music, that's when I'm going to draw. And then until the music runs out, you've got that much time to actually claim your prize. So here we go. Last giveaway attempt for the day. Daddy Wazzy. Pretty sure Daddy Wazzy's here. Daddy Wazzy's no stranger to the stream. So Daddy Wazzy, let me know you're still around. You had a 1 in 10 chance. So we had a couple of last second entries getting in there. All right, you're there. Sweet. So type exclamation point claim. You can't just say wow. You got to type exclamation point claim. You got 60 seconds. So TikTok. Hurry up. Exclamation point claim. Oh no, did it fail? Did we just find another error in the code? We did find another error in the code. Dang it. All right. You did get in time. It failed as part of that process for some reason. So I will go figure that out. Cool. Well, we will get there. We will figure that out at some point. Texo, good to see you in chat as well. Thanks for the first time chat. Thanks for dropping in. Actually, not the first time chat, but thank you for coming by, Tex. Cool. Well, congrats to Daddy Wazzy. Let's go find someone to raid over to, and then I got to hop on a call with Pix for a little bit. So let me go see who else is streaming right now. If you've got recommendations for stream, let me know. Always happy to take recommendations for who's online and who's got stuff going on. There's my browser window. Liz went live. Thindall's online. You know what? I don't think we've raided into Thindall, but Thindall comes by and supports the stream from time to time. So I think we'll go raid over to Thindall. Doing some software right now, which is kind of in the theme of what we do over here on Tuesdays. So we'll go set up that raid. Do me a favor, hang out for the raid. Go grab this dad joke, and we're going to go drop this in chat for Thindall. Y'all know me. I love my dad jokes. So go drop this in chat, and then Pix, I'll reach out to you on Twitch Whisper. I'll set up a Zoom call, and I'll send you the link for that. Cool. We'll catch everybody over in Thindall's stream, and we'll see you Thursday night for next stream. Have a good night, everybody. Happy 4th. If you celebrate, stay safe if you celebrate, and we'll see you all on Thursday. Cheers.